All right, time for the number 15 most intriguing Seahawk.
Number 15.
He is right tackle Abe Lucas. Yes, more intriguing than the left tackle last week. Not necessarily better. And Charles Cross, number 10 pick. And if he can figure this out and take a growth step in year 2, obviously it starts to solidify an offensive line from its most important position. But Abe Lucas was not the first round pick. He's a 4th rounder who also started as a rookie, who has some of the physical toughness that they're looking for and is helping out a position that has kind of been a disaster for the Seahawks for a long time now. That's the Jermaine Ifedi position, right? That's the spot that they've really struggled to know exactly what they want to do with it. And for the first time last year, I think we have hope that they have figured out a right tackle spot. They've always had a left tackle. Right? I mean, first it was Okung, and then when he was gone, they realized they were in trouble and pretty quickly ended up trading for Brown. And then eventually when he leaves, they know the importance of the left tackle spot.
Yep.
Right tackle has not really been so easy. So is he going to be the physical mauling presence that sets the tone? Because I love Charles Cross, but he's not a tone setter. Is he going to be the leader, the vocal leader? He's the name that everybody has brought up when we've asked who could potentially lead this group. Can he communicate, which has always been a problem on the right side for this team for the last 10 years? How does he communicate without a veteran starter next to him as he had for much of last year with Gabe Jackson? Now it's not going to be. It's either going to be a rookie or a guy who has had limited playing time over the course of his career in Phil Haynes. This offensive line has to be good. It has to be. Or else this team is not going to go where it wants to go. And that means that last year's rookie tackles need to work out. They need to be better. Pete Carroll on what those guys are and where they're at right now.
I mean, if you talk to Abe and you talk to Charles, they're going to tell you their outlook on the game is like entirely different than it was a year ago. They were just surviving last year, and just scraping to get by. And they didn't know it at the time. They thought they had all the answers, But now that they can see how clear it has become to them, the game, the calls, identification of the looks, the speed of the game. I mean, everything you can point to that they feel a real advantage now, where they didn't feel that before.
Think about all you out there in your distinct and different jobs. And it's a wide array, man, that listen to this show.
For sure.
It is a wide array of jobs out there. But I think there is one commonality between you out there in the job that you do and these professional athletes. And that is when you step into becoming a radio host, when you are a milkman, right? When you are an attorney, when you're a teacher, when you're a coach, whatever it is. When you start that job, you are very focused on yourself. You just are. I've got to do my job. I got to do my job. I got to figure out what to do. I got to figure out how I fit in this building. I got to figure out how I work with others. I got to figure out, okay, am I doing my thing? Like, you're just so focused on your own self, and that's what Pete is talking about. Football players the same way. Like, I got to just do my job. Rookies that write plays on their wrist to just try to remember the play, right? That are up all night just trying to remember where to line up in their assignments, take care of themselves so they don't look like a fool out there on a football field. And then more time on task, more experience, more confidence. Guess what? You start thinking about yourself less and more about how you fit in with the whole rest of the crew. And then you figure out, I can do this, and I'm able to do this. And thankfully for Abe and Charles in their survival and self state last year, they had the physical traits to come right in and play. Charles had the athleticism. You talked about mauling. How many Brian Baldinger tapes did we watch of Abe Lucas last year washing down half a defensive line in the preseason? Like, wow, you see that cutback lane? That was kind of nice. And it wasn't all Gabe Jackson. Gabe Jackson's still looking for a job out there. He's a free agent still, because the tape told you it wasn't Gabe Jackson washing it down. It was that 6'6.5", 330-pound creature out there that is very, very physical. And even as a rookie and a newbie, came right in and found a way to play and contribute.
Well, he's had a pretty good camp so far, says that he's working on everything.
I mean, I hate to sound cliche, but I'm kind of just working on everything. But I think the most growth can come from like just having more knowledge and mental reps and such. Because then, I mean, you can know what to do, but if you don't know why, it just makes it that much harder.
I mean, that speaks very much to what you were just saying, right? I mean,
Yep.
he's got the physical ability to be a good right tackle in this league as he understands and takes enough mental reps and starts to learn more and more about what the game is like tactically. It's only going to make him better. So he's number 15 on our list of most intriguing Seahawks. Pretty intriguing character based on where he was drafted, the talent level he has, and what he could end up bringing to this organization.
I like that. Going from what to why. Going from what to do to now why. Why am I doing this? Answering that question of why. And he's a fun one for me, Salky, because you speak of physical toughness, and actually one of my old teammates at Washington comes to mind, Jerry Jensen, an old Cascade high school player. He became the head coach of Archbishop Murphy. Our buddy Soley, who you're looking out the window there, Chris Sullivan, our traffic guy's son, was at Archbishop Murphy with Abe Lucas. And when Abe Lucas was at Archbishop Murphy, he was like 6'6", 225. Gangly, but huge hands, huge shoulders. And you're like, yeah, that guy's going to grow into something. And then goes to Wazoo, plays for Mike Leach, right? And goes from 225 to 245 when I met him at a function, and then went from 245 to 290 to 300, all Pac-12, all Pac-12, all Pac-12, and has become just an awesome piece of this side. So,
yeah,
cool story.
Cool. Yeah, it is very cool.